All right, guys, we're on the 57. I misspoke on the last video. I just did a quick look, didn't pay attention, saw that, thought it was a Ford 9, and it is not. You won't see these very often. This is actually a period correct for 57 to 64 Chevy rear end. The difference between the Ford 9 and this is, this is more oblong than round. And I looked at it from the side, I'm like, oh, you got a Ford 9. It is not, it's a GM. Even this, more oblong versus circle. So we got the bearing that came apart over there. We got the inner race out. This one's all out. I just got to do the cleanup, and then we're going to start putting this together. I got to look down here. This side didn't come apart, so there's probably nothing in this tube. We are going to wipe a rag all the way down. I just put it in there, pushing it, and that. But has these are El Camino calipers, El Camino brake pads. It's 57 to 64 Chevrolet rear end, and we're going to put the center section in. You're going to do it just like the 9-inch. You're going to put your center section in, then you're going to put your axle tubes in. These have been cut down and all that to fit with the disc brake conversion. But all we're going to do is just wipe this up, get it. So when we put, because the bearings are actually already pressed onto the axle, and we're going to just put that in there and just use it like a cleaning tube and shove it all the way down. I'm gonna have to go get a longer rod, but that's basically what we're doing. So, yeah, and then once we get that set, we can get the drive shaft up. Then we'll come on the outside here. We'll get our axles pushed in. It even goes like the Ford. There's a plate on there. So after you put your axle in, you hammer the bearing in, and then that plate, there is a gasket that goes in here. So yes, I do have the gaskets. You'll put the gasket on, and then you'll put your axle in and hammer the bearing in till it's seated. Then you put that plate on here, and you just put your 4 nuts, and then you put your brake on, and you're done. Put your tires on. So, you know, just as simple to work on as the Ford 9-inch, and you know, but it's just the Chevrolet one. So I don't think these are as strong as the Ford 9-inch. That's why people still seek the Ford 9-inch. But if you want a period correct car, this is a 57 to 64 Chevy rear end. So, all right, let me finish cleaning this so we can start getting it together. All right, rear end's done. I think I covered that. He did take it to a car show. We got the wires all straightened out. We put, let me grab a light. All right, he didn't care how his plug wires are ran, so I went and got these, they're from R&M, the plug wire holders. Put new wires on it. We got them in the rails now. Clean that up. And I guess he must have been happy with my work. It was a trial thing, I think, for me. And that's an oil pan. Rear main was leaking. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to have you do it. We got the oil pan out. Already got the rear main cap off. We got the rear main seal out right there. So I'm going to get the new rear main put in it and get the cap back on, torque it, and I gotta scrape all the gasket mating surface yet, and then we'll put, when we put this back in, you do put a touch of silicone right in here, and same thing on the front. You're gonna right, and then where that gasket meets that, you put a touch. But that's it. We do have, I did find, we got one transmission line leaking here. I'm gonna fix that. I ain't sure how I have to pull it off, see what the rubber looks like, if the rubber's deteriorating or what, but we'll go from there. I know this drain plug is leaking a little bit, so I'm gonna talk to him about maybe at least dropping the fluid so we can reseal that drain plug. But yeah, that's where we're at. So this is probably gonna be the last segment on the 57. I did my plow truck, so I'm not gonna show putting the oil pan on because it's gonna be identical to what I did on that. This does have a 2-piece rear main, so we are doing the rear main on it. We're doing an oil pan gasket. There was so much oil back here, why take a chance? We're just gonna do the rear main on it. You know, I mean, it's an extra 10 minutes of work. So that's what we're doing. But otherwise, this will probably be the last video on this. Beautiful car. I did shoot a guy an estimate on a 67 Chevy Camaro. I don't know if he'll take it or not. You know, just getting my feet wet in the car show world, this guy did recommend me. But yeah, so this will be the last video on this unless we just do something else. But otherwise, you know, got the rear end done, got the plug wires done, doing the rear main, servicing a transmission. I'm not going to worry about showing, but all right. You have a good one. See y'all later.